Laura had almost given up on dating. After years of disappointing encounters, she was ready to believe true love only existed in movies. Then she met Alex. He wasn't just good-looking, he was attentive, polite, and seemed genuinely interested in her life. Their conversations flowed effortlessly, his compliments felt sincere, and for the first time in ages, Laura felt seen. When Alex invited her to dinner at a quiet French restaurant, she was nervous but excited. He pulled out her chair, remembered her favorite wine, and listened intently as she spoke about her passion for art. He wasn't like the others, at least that's what she told herself. As the evening went on, Laura found herself falling faster than she intended. Alex seemed to tick every box. He was successful, funny, and had a way of making her feel safe. It was almost too good to be true, and that's exactly what it was, because beneath Alex's perfect smile was a secret that would shatter Laura's illusions and turn her dream date into a nightmare. Over the following weeks, Laura and Alex saw each other often. Long walks in the park, late-night phone calls, weekend getaways. It felt like the beginning of something real. But soon little details began to nag at her. He never let her visit his apartment. When she called late at night, he rarely answered. He always seemed to have an excuse. Late meetings, business trips, family obligations. Laura brushed it off, convincing herself she was overthinking. One evening as they left a cafe, Alex's phone buzzed. He quickly silenced it, his expression tightening for just a moment. Laura caught a glimpse of the caller ID, home. Her chest tightened. Why home and not a name? "Everything okay?" she asked casually. "Just work," he replied too quickly, slipping his phone back into his pocket. He changed the subject, charming her back into laughter. But that night, as Laura lay in bed, replaying the moment, a small voice whispered in her mind. Something doesn't add up. Laura tried to silence her doubts, but they kept growing. Every time Alex dodged a question about his personal life, every vague answer about where he lived, it all added weight to her suspicions. One Saturday, they had planned a romantic dinner, but 2 hours before, Alex cancelled. "Emergency at work, I'll make it up to you," he said. Laura tried to be understanding, but later that night she saw him tagged in a photo on social media at a friend's barbecue, smiling with a beer in hand. Her heart sank. Why lie? The next week, when Alex picked her up, she decided to test him. "Maybe we could have dinner at your place next time," she suggested lightly. His smile flickered just for a second. It's under renovation," he said quickly. "Mess everywhere, not the right time." Laura nodded, but deep down she knew something was hidden behind that polished smile. She couldn't put her finger on it, but the truth was creeping closer. It happened on an ordinary evening. Laura had left her scarf in Alex's car after a date, and she decided to stop by his office building the next day to surprise him. She imagined the look on his face, pleased, maybe even touched by the gesture. But when she arrived, Alex wasn't there. Instead, she spotted him across the street, unlocking the door of a townhouse. He walked inside quickly, looking over his shoulder as if to check he wasn't being watched. Laura's curiosity overpowered her. She crossed the street and approached the house, intending to knock. Before she could, the door opened. A woman stood there. Not just any woman, tall, elegant, wearing a wedding ring. "Can I help you?" the woman asked, her eyes narrowing. Laura's breath caught in her throat. I'm looking for Alex." The woman's expression hardened. "I'm his wife. Who are you?" Laura's world crashed in an instant. Laura felt the blood drain from her face. She wanted to disappear, but the woman's piercing stare held her in place. Before she could answer, footsteps approached. Alex appeared behind the woman, his expression collapsing into shock the moment he saw Laura. "Laura," he stammered, but his wife cut him off. "So, this is what you've been hiding?" Her voice cracked, trembling with fury and betrayal. Neighbors began to peek from their windows. As the argument escalated, Alex tried to grab Laura's arm, desperate to explain, but she pulled away. "Don't touch me!" she snapped, her voice louder than she intended. His wife's eyes filled with tears, then hardened into steel. "You lied to me, to her, to both of us." She slammed the door behind her, leaving Alex stranded on the porch. Humiliated under the glow of the streetlights, Laura turned and walked away, her heels striking the pavement like thunder. Alex called her name, but she didn't look back. For the first time, she saw him for who he truly was, not a perfect man, but a coward wrapped in charm. That night, Laura cried, not because she had lost Alex, but because she had lost the illusion she had built around him. She realized how easy it was to be blinded by charm, to ignore the red flags when you want something to feel real. Days later, she received a message from his wife. A simple line, "Thank you, I deserve to know the truth." Laura never replied, but a strange peace settled over her. Sometimes heartbreak isn't a punishment, it's a rescue in disguise. She promised herself something that night. Never again would she silence her instincts. The little voice that had whispered something doesn't add up had been right all along. Because the scariest horror stories in dating aren't about strangers in the dark. They're about the lies told by people who pretend to be perfect. What would you have done in Laura's place? Would you have confronted Alex earlier or waited until the truth revealed itself? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this story hit you hard, don't forget to subscribe to Dating Horror Stories, where the most terrifying dates are always the ones that start like a dream.